Hey friends, it's Emily from Burlap Kitchen, and today we're going to craft the Welcome Santa sign. This one is absolutely adorable. So I'm going to take all these pieces off, and I'm going to start by painting the backer piece black. And I like to use the little sponges. I know I've told you guys before about those. If you comment favorites, you'll get a link sent to your inbox showing you where I get those if you're watching on Facebook. So then I'm going to go ahead and use some red paint to go around the frame. I use the color Flamenco Red for that. And I'm going to do red on the top of the Santa hat while I have my red out, and then also like the body of the Santa. Next, I'm going to take my small pieces, and I'm going to put those on a piece of tape. I just do this so I don't lose them, and they're easier to paint. I painted all the white pieces white. I did the Welcome Santa, the tip of the hat, the mustache, and then the part that goes around the hat. I used Golden Sunset for the stars. And then I did red for the little berry of the holly berry. I used, for the gingerbread man, I used territorial beige, and then I used, I believe it was buff beige for the face and the hands of the Santa. Or actually, no, I think it was called warm buff. So I'm going to go over those with that, and then I'm going to come back with my white and do the little beard. And I used a green, a lighter green on the one pine leaf, and then a darker green on the other, and just for a little bit of contrast. And then I did a vintage tea rose for the pink nose. Once everything's painted, I'm going to go ahead and scuff everything up with my sandpaper and just go around it with the Dixie Belle Antique Wax and my blending tool. Again, I'm just sanding up and then going over with that blending tool. We're going to sand over top the back of the frame and then the top, and then we're going to start to glue everything together. I like to use the StickFast, the CA Thick, for my glue. I just find that works best for these kits. The hot glue definitely works. You can definitely use that, but I like the StickFast. And then I drew with my Sharpie Paint Effect markers a little face and little icing marks on the gingerbread man. I gave him some rosy red cheeks and a little mouth. I used a Sharpie Extra Fine Point marker for the mouth. And gave him some buttons. We'll glue him in place here down below. And then I'm going to start to glue the Santa hat on and his mustache, glue that in place. And I sanded the nose, gave him some rosy red cheeks, of course. Put some eyes with my Sharpie Paint Effect marker, and then we'll just glue the nose in place. Once that is glued in place, I did put little whites in the center of the eyes and then glued the tip of his hat on. And then we're going to go ahead and glue him in place, glue his face to the body. And then I glued the Welcome Santa letters down. And again, I'm just using that StickFast glue. This is really nice for things like this. We'll give these a sand, these little pieces. The tape works really well to keep everything in place. And then we're going to go ahead and glue the greenery onto his hat. And same with the stars. I sanded those and gave them some antique wax and just glued those in place. And then next we're going to glue the little hands. I know some people like the hands and some people don't. So if you are someone who doesn't, you could definitely just leave the hands off. But let me know in the comments if you like the hands or if you prefer them without. And then we're going to glue the little heart on the bottom of the gingerbread man. And then lastly, I decided it needed some like snow. So I used my Sharpie Paint Effect marker and just gave little dots to the background, which I think really brightened this up. And then I used some wire. This wire, again, if you're watching on Facebook and you comment favorites, you'll get a link sent directly to your inbox showing you where I get this wire. And that is it. This project turned out so cute. Go ahead and comment crafty if you're interested in this one. And thanks so much for watching.